success.
So this is a guy who has got more passion, more fire, more dedication, and more commitment than almost anybody. The guy just speaks right from here. When he talks, you know he's speaking right from here.
See, what do you want in life? You must see the invisible. See, they did not know that they know a guy named Paul Jones and help his daughter Anisha Jones and help his wife Nancy Jones, that he can give his mom a brand new car, Betty Jones, and everybody be feeling good because they can give to their church and inner city kids and teach them the difference between liabilities and assets.
But a Twin Cities millionaire is trying to, well, raise the economic IQ for those kids. Bridget Bornstein shows us how he's teaching them about money by giving them some of his own.
Paul Jones knows what it's like to struggle. He worked his way up, and now he's proud to run several successful businesses. He's a mortgage broker and the CEO of a record label. He thinks kids should learn some of the basics of business when they're young.
People say, yeah, I've done that before. And it's like, well, if you've done it before, why didn't you tell me so I wouldn't make the mistake? I want you guys to be able to go out and do something great in your life. See, you can't hit a target if you don't have one. Do you understand that? Consistent and ethical work is what gets your dreams. What is yours? See your dream. What is it that you care about? Young people, if you want a new car and you're willing to do the work, buy it. You just have to do the work. See, you got to understand, God will bless you and send you the right people to work with. I do not like seeing people be broke in this world. So therefore, instead of being a guy complaining about it, I decided to get into business and do something about it.
One of the people making that a reality is businessman Paulie Jones. Jones is an entrepreneur and motivational speaker.
And I said, let's get together and let's teach children, inner city kids.
You see, it took me to stand up and say, one day, I'm going to break this generational curse that was going on in my family. Know what you want, because you know what? The same person is telling you what you can't do, they ain't going to pay your bills either. The same person is telling you what you can't do, they ain't going to do nothing to help you rise in life. Matter of fact, they won't help nobody else rise in life. You see, because we lived in a one-bedroom apartment. And I looked at that, I said, hold on, something wrong with this picture. How can I sit here and call myself a man and be proud of myself as a man, and the only thing my daughter knows as a bed is a couch? It was up to me to change that. At that point, it takes a point in each one of your lives. There is something out there that's going to happen in your life. You better see it as the time to change your life, or that is the way your life will always be.
Sue Turner is up in our town home with more on what you can do to help kids save money. Hello, Sue.
Hello, Bill. Well, you know, summer is a perfect time for kids to have fun, do all kinds of things outside. It can also be some time to teach them about financial responsibility. And Paul Jones is joining us. He is a self-made millionaire, and you've also spent a lot of your free time teaching kids how to be frugal and how to save their money, right?
Exactly.
First, let me ask you, how did you make your money?
Well, one, I just started in marketing and direct sales industry. And I just kind of worked one step at a time. As people say, that elbow grease, get in and just work very hard, you know,
Yeah.
So it was not an overnight thing.
And I bet you stress that with kids, too, that making money is about working hard.
Yeah, making money definitely is about working hard, because as you grow and you don't have the financial wealth and you start seeing that there are certain things, I don't care if it's a bike, if it's video games, you start seeing that those take money.
Right.
And you have to figure out a way to create that extra income to go out and have that peace of mind and that lifestyle.
So what do you do when you work with kids?
Well, one of the things I do is I try to get them to understand money, and more importantly, how money grows.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of people is. We're getting money, but we get the money and then we let the money go real fast.
Right.
So therefore, we're really this, as you hear people saying, they're living paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
And right now, a lot of people are in that situation. Not only just kids. However, if we can change the trend by getting kids to understand how when money sits, as we're telling kids to save money, yet we're almost saying save money without a target. So what are you saving money for, and what do you want that money to grow to be?
Without a target, though, you're saying?
Right. Yeah.
So that you're not spending it tomorrow on that new bike. You're saving it for college or whatever.
Exactly. So you have a short term. So if you want the bike, okay, you're going to save so much for the bike. However, parents can teach their children that, hey, you're going to get out in the world. I mean, I remember when I got out of college and I got out in the real world and I couldn't call mom and say, hey, help me out with this bill. The reality hit that I had to be responsible for my finances. However, our kids usually learn from real life examples of, making the mistakes. However, we can get in and tell the kids and show the kids and track them now by saying that this is how life really goes, and make them a part of it now so that they don't make the mistakes that many of us as parents have made.
Yeah, so many of us as adults are hungry for financial information now just because of the changing times. What do you tell them about how the world is changing right now?
Yeah, well, one thing, change is inevitable. And that's what a lot of people, they want to, I hear people sometimes say, I just want to go get a job and I just want to work here and retire. Well, I believe those days are gone. I think we have to continue to learn. And I'm not talking about going to college. However, just realize that the library, the internet has many different resources of gaining knowledge of how to increase your own personal assets. And that's really what it's about, is a person having a net worth, not just having an income.
Right.
As many of us are taught to just have an income, where when that income goes away, everything boils down to how much are you worth.
Yeah.
So what's your home worth? How much do you have set up in stocks and IRAs? What do you really have in case that rainy day comes that you can at least leverage yourself to last through the tough times?
And for a lot of people, it's raining right now. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm sure your lessons are invaluable for kids. And if you want to learn more about Paul's lessons or how to get Paul to speak at your child's school this fall, you can also learn more about his company.
Over 75% of college students have at least one credit card, and that's leaving more and more graduates with a boatload of debt. A new study says that the average undergrad owes more than $2,000 on credit cards. It's about $8,600 for graduate students. Credit card companies set up tables and booths at colleges to lure students, and in the past few years, more than a dozen states have passed laws that actually restrict companies from marketing so hard to students. Minnesota isn't one of them. Well, Paul Jones is a self-made millionaire and the owner of JMG Companies. He's here with us now to talk more about how we can teach our kids to be smart about our credit. And Paul, I was just saying to you, when I was in college, you start off with a credit card thinking, well, this is smart, I can use it for books and supplies, but then it becomes daiquiris and new clothes and these other things.
Well, the emotional side of life, once you get out on your own, you're free, you have this, what you feel is free money, and you're not thinking about the future, you're thinking about the present. So therefore, the kids go out and they charge the cards up, and they're living free will. And I even seen advertisements from big credit card companies that says, build your credit and live a good lifestyle now. And that's what a lot of students right now are being misled on, living a great lifestyle now, but they're not realizing they're trading their future.
And they may even be picking up some bad habits, even from their parents, I'm imagining, people in their family. Credit card debt's just a way of life.
Exactly. And what a lot of parents really need to do is they need to open up and explain to their kids exactly what's happening with credit, what's going on with debt, as well as the whole entire financial economy today. If you take a younger child today, and I'm talking 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and start teaching them now so that when they get older, they're already aware not to go get multiple credit cards, but only have maybe just one credit card and not a high balance. As if they don't pay the credit cards right now, they'll be paying for them for the next 10, 15 to 20 years of their lives, especially once they get out of college and that big debt hits them. They don't realize if they're late once, they're getting hit with enormous fees, as well as it just, prolonged.
Yeah, and the problem just, it multiplies because they have a lot of those entry-level jobs, their salaries are not that high, and then they just can't afford their monthly expenses.
And unfortunately, a lot of young students today, they have unrealistic expectations. They expect a high salary, they expect all of this, so when they get out of school, they're hit with reality. Especially graduates right now who are graduating, if we can see how the economy is today, they're not getting those big salary jobs today. So therefore, they may take a job that's not paying as well, yet the credit card debt is still there, the school loan is still there, and then life's going to happen. They'll eventually want to start a family, they want to buy a home. All of that credit card debt and all of those little late fees and etc. are still on them, and they have to pay higher in interest now.
So the advice I keep hearing, and I'm hearing you say this as well, have one card and stay away from the store cards?
Yes. Stay away from the store cards. It's kind of one of those rule of thumbs, and I'm speaking from experience as well. So I'm not one of those people that say, hey, I read this and let's do it. It's like, no, from my own mistakes. It's like you want to keep one credit card and have one good one. You want to make sure that you don't need those extra advertisements where it says if you get this credit card, you get 10 or 15% off now.
Right.
Well, therefore, you're paying that back anyway. So it's just clever marketing more than it's just you getting 10% off.
They ask you all the time. It's like a lot of times when I'm at the store, do you want a card? No. You want to say no? No.
Yes, get used to saying no because you're saying no to using that credit card debt and yes to a better future and a better tomorrow. Your assets and your net worth is really what's important.
And you turned it around. You said you had credit card debt. Now you're a millionaire. So
yeah, well, you
have
to work hard and you get rid of it, and you still fight the battles daily.
All right.
But we all will win.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And Paul has plenty of other advice that you can find on our website, particularly for parents looking to raise a more financially sound child. And you can get to his website through ours. We've set up a link at WCCO.com/links. Thank you. Chris?
All right, can you imagine someone offering to pay for part of your 8th grader's college education?
A Twin Cities businessman did just that 5 years ago. Tonight, Frank Vassalero explains why the millionaire decided to share his wealth.
I didn't believe him because $3,000 that's a lot of money.
5 years later, Broderick Williams still has the big check. Long before he got a football scholarship to the University of Minnesota Crookston, Williams got another scholarship from Paul Jones, a local entrepreneur.
And he told us, if you're serious about education, I'm going to give you some money.
It was no joke. 20 kids from Lincoln Elementary got $3,000 each. Jones called them his 60K club. The only catch? They had to do well enough in school to get into college.
I saw a group of just good, solid kids, and my heart poured out to them. And I just said, hey, I want those kids to have a better life.
We must have been real special.
Aisha Kearney plans to study nursing next fall.
Yeah, it is making a big difference. Now probably have enough money to go.
He felt that he needed to give back to the community, and he did. He did a real good job with that.
Paul Jones knows what it's like to start college, then run out of money.
And my uncle, Willie Luster, he just came through. And he told me, he said, as long as you graduate, you don't have to pay me back.
Jones owns Jones Marketing Group and JMG Net Worth. It's a long way from the housing projects of his childhood. He didn't pay his uncle back, but he's paying it forward.
Once you start doing a little better, then you look for others who are just like you. And then you go and you give a helping hand.
Williams and the other scholarship recipients received more than money. They also learned about money management.
And now they get a better understanding of how money can grow. However, if you're talking to a person who's never had any money to let sit to grow, a person's talking to them, they just really don't understand what you're talking about.
Jones still gives money away, he's just not as formal about it. A while ago, he was riding the light rail train with his 3-year-old son. A teenager on that train was nice to his kid, so he reached in his pocket and gave him a card and told the kid, hey, have your mom and dad call me. I'd like to help pay for your college.
I like to catch them more or less not asking for a handout, but just caught in the act of just trying.
It's not just about money. It's a mindset.
We took 7th graders, 8th graders, and 9th graders in the inner city, and we got them all saying, I'm going to college.
That's a great story. Great man. You might be thinking, who's going to get...